Finally, a giveaway video. Hey everybody, I'm Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness, and this video is real world prepping for average people. Now this video is going to really skim the surface. I'm going to do a lot more follow-up videos, get a lot more in depth on each of these topics. So giveaway video, what do I mean by that? So what I'm going to do is throughout this video, there's a coded message that you're going to have to figure out. When you figure out the message, email me at asymmetricalpreparedness@gmail.com with your answer, and the first 3 people will win. The first person that emails me will win an all powers 1800 watt power station that I just used basically for video purposes, testing it for the company, stuff like that. It's basically brand new. I'll pay the shipping, all I'll do is ship it to you. Second and third place prizes, I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna go through stuff that I have, maybe get some stuff. It'll be pretty cool though. So the first 3 people that email me with the correct answer will win free stuff. Pretty cool. I haven't done that ever. I love the idea of this video, but you're gonna have to be a code breaker. You have to figure out my code and put it all together. Another thing is you're gonna have to watch the entire video because the code is laid throughout the entire video, all over the place. So if you think you're just gonna skip ahead, you won't be able to figure it out. So you gotta watch the whole video. You may have to watch it a couple times, I don't know. But let's get to the video. First off, what does real world prepping mean to you? Comment below and let me know what you think real world prepping for the average person looks like. Because we're not all millionaires. Some of us are on very strict budgets. Some of us are a little better off, etc. We're all in different situations. So, you know, it is what it is. For those of you who watch my channel for a while, already know this. But to the new people watching this video, we don't do fear here at Asymmetrical Preparedness. We do real world prepping for events that are actually likely to happen. And I don't like doing fear because it does have its place, but I don't like concentrating on negatives. I like being positive, and I also don't like, oh gosh, you know, what if this happens? We got to go do this or whatever. I don't like problems without solutions. So that's what I talk about here on my channel. I always cover the solution because that's what's important. There's a lot of problems out there, but they're irrelevant if we don't know what the solution is. So this is a solution-based channel. Like I said, this video is the very beginning. So I'm gonna go into a lot more detail in future videos. So right now, turn off the golf game and turn on your prepper brain and get ready. I know a lot of people think they are Special Forces, SEAL, Ranger, Recon guys, and total Romeos of the ladies. But come on, be real with yourself. We have to be honest about our skills or lack thereof. Are you ready to get real and turn on your prepper brain? Now I know a lot of us are alpha males, but we need humility and the ability to take criticism. We need to be teachable. So down to business. What does real world prepping look like for normal average people that are not millionaires but on a strict budget? Stop doing a mental tango and just listen, take notes maybe. This isn't new revelation. This is the common sense approach that most of our ancestors did as a normal way of life. They just didn't know they were preppers. Hopefully you have a Juliet or an Oscar to prep with. Teamwork is key. We can't do this alone. That is why a tribe should be at the top of this list. But as important as one is, that's a topic for another video. So the basics I'm going to cover are medical, water, food, shelter, transportation, defensive tools, and fitness. Sure, that is oversimplifying it a bit, but those are a good place to start. Let's put them in order of importance first, because we need to know where to start and where to go next, etc. And I apologize for some points in this video. It may seem like I'm reading, because I am reading, because I have to make sure I get all the stuff properly laid out in the code in the proper order and all that kind of stuff. So bear with me. Here's a little exercise. Grab a paper and pen. Let me list them again so you can write them down. Food, medical, water, shelter, fitness, transportation, and defensive tools. Got them written down? Great. Now put them in order from the most important to the least important for you and your situation. Now pause the video and post a comment with your order. Bravo! You were probably right. Because your situation, based off where you live, your environment, and your level of preparedness or lack thereof in these areas is different than other people. You may be a Southerner, a Yankee, a Westerner, or an Easterner. You may live urban or rural. You may have lakes all around you or many other variables that come into play with what you need to prep, how much you need to prep, etc. We're all at different points in this journey. Maybe you have the food part down as an example, so you don't need to emphasize it as much as other areas. All right, so now I'll list them in order for a generic person just starting out and prepping. Water, because we have to drink water. Even more important than food. 3 days without it and you'll die. Yes, Oscar, I know that it is not as cool as donning your camo uniform, your tactical gear, and your pew-pews, but you have to have water. You might need to defend yourself. How much water? Well, a lot of people say 1 gallon per person per day, but that's not enough because that's only for consumption. That's not for watering your garden, that's not for your animals, that's not for bathing, that's not for doing dishes, any of that. So really more likely is like 3 gallons per person per day. And then if you have a garden and that kind of stuff, you got to set aside a bunch of other for that. I mean, you got to figure that out. I can't tell you exactly because all gardens are different sizes. Next, food. Same concept. We have to eat. About 3 weeks without food and we'll die. Personally, I want to thrive in SHTF, not just survive. So do I just stockpile beans, rice, and such? Heck no. Stockpile what you like to eat. Pro tip, lots of spices and seasoning will make even beans and rice more interesting. Ballpark, at least 3,000 calories per person per day. But remember that a lot of things are going to be more physical in SHTF. You're going to be required to do a lot more active type stuff. So you may be burning 6, 7, 8, 9,000 calories a day. So take that into account. But I just want to get out on the golf course. Well, if that's where your priorities lay, then maybe this isn't the video for you. So check out golfing videos. Shelter, because without it in many environments, you'll get hypothermia or sunstroke or other things and die. All right, Oscar, I get it. I don't want to die either. So what is shelter? Well, most of us already have it. It can come in many forms. Your house, your car, a tent, tarp, sleep system, trailer, shed, etc. With shelter comes the bug in, bug out dilemma. If you bug out, there goes your house and most of your preps. I recommend bugging in unless it is absolutely unsustainable. Then maybe, just maybe, bugging out becomes your only option. But that is a topic for another video. Medical. Odds are you will sustain an injury at some point. Medical ranges from full-on EMT bags and advanced life-saving equipment to IFAKs and boo-boo kits. A very popular and often mentioned item in the prepper community is the IFAK, or Individual First Aid Kit. But it's not just a first aid kit as many people think of them. This is a personal trauma kit centering around gunshot wounds. Google them to find out more. There's a lot of different videos you can watch. I've put videos about IFAKs and what I have in them and stuff like that. One little quick shout out, a lot of people say they're expensive, but how much is your life worth? Check out the Bear Facts from Refuge Medical. They are good stuff. All this stuff is North American Rescue. Hey, can't go wrong with them. Since I'm talking about medical, I gotta throw this in. Had an awesome conversation the other day with Ashley, the social media manager at Jace Medical. We're talking about medical. You gotta get yourselves a Jace case, seriously. There's been outbreaks of the plague around here, but don't fear it. Jace has got you covered. They have a giveaway right now. Just go to their website, follow my link in the description, go to the website, fill out some stuff, no purchase required. Win a free Jace case every year for the rest of your life. Awesome deal. This company is awesome. She called me. We had at least half hour, 45-minute long conversation. They really wanted real world input on their products. Not just, hey, it's great, buy it. No, they want me to say, and everybody else to say, what I don't like about it. Well, There really isn't anything I don't like about it. It's just a case, and it has prescription antibiotics in it. I mean, come on, antibiotics, when SHTF happens, are going to be so vital. So follow the link in the description below, go sign up for a free J's case for life, and check out what you might need on there. They have a ton of other prescription medications also. Great company, highly recommend them. So what medical stuff are you going to need? Good question. It mostly depends on your knowledge and skill level. If you're an RN, you'll be able to make use of a lot more medical equipment than the average person who might have taken a Red Cross first aid class once a long time ago. I'm not saying to only get stuff that you know how to use though. If it all goes to heck, people will gather, and somebody with more advanced skills may show up without any supplies. In that situation, you could provide the stuff they know how to use. Just like the defensive tools I'm going to cover. You never know how many tangos are going to show up at your location, and having extra gear and tools to hand out for your buddies for the common defense is a good thing. Next, fitness. What? Why? Are you saying I can't just sit on the couch and order preps on Amazon? I'm actually going to have to get up and do something? Yes, that is what I'm saying. Fitness is so important. There are several aspects to fitness also. Am I telling you that it's more than getting on the treadmill or going to the gym? Yes, I am. Physical fitness is just one part of your overall fitness level. Mental fitness also comes into play in a big way. Then for a lot of people, spiritual fitness is also very important. Speaking of physical fitness, I suggest becoming as functionally fit as possible for you and your situation. Some people may be wheelchair bound, so you can't be physical fit. Some people, due to their age or other calamities or other reasons, don't necessarily need to be as fit as others. What does functional fitness mean? It means being fit enough to perform common tasks we may need to do in real life. It is not pumping iron at the gym and becoming a bodybuilder. There's nothing wrong with the gym, but I would rather be able to run 10 plus miles or ruck, hike with full kit on, which is your ruck, your plate carrier or your chest rig, helmet, your gun, etc. for 20 plus miles. Not everyone will need to be able to do that though. The guys that plan on being the defensive and tactical types will though. Man, there's a lot to this. I'm just going to move to India prior to the collapse. Well, if the US falls, so does the rest of the world, so that won't work. Functional fitness exercises I recommend are running, rucking, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, farmer's carry, shrugs, curls, rows, side raises, front raises, lunges, squats, and calf raises. There are many videos showing you how to do all these exercises if you don't know what they are here on YouTube, or you can just Google them. There are more and different variations of these, but these will get you functionally fit. On to mental fitness. It is much more difficult and takes even more time and effort, but physical fitness helps with mental fitness, so that's a good side effect. The biggest thing I recommend doing is setting aside time to unplug from the world and connect with nature, like I am right here sitting out in the woods. This can be done a lot of ways, but do it with as few distractions as possible. Go for a walk in the woods, go fishing, hunting, swimming, hiking, or just go sit in the woods up against a big tree and listen, and close your eyes, relax, and listen to nature. Spiritual fitness is a very personal thing and hotly debated by many. So do what works for you. God gave us free will. Use it. Defensive items and tools. Finally, I got to the exciting and cool part. Now we can go get the tangos. Seriously. This is the part that most guys love. But as you see, approaching prepping rationally with common sense, this is pretty far down my list. We might have to use this gear. We might have to use these tools, equipment, and skills. We will need to drink water and eat food. We do need to be able to protect ourselves, our tribe, and others around us. So this is important, but to echo what I stated earlier, we need to prioritize our prepping priorities, starting with things we know for a fact that we will need. A friend of mine, I'll call him Mike, who's a typical alpha male, only wants to prep this fun stuff. Good thing he has a tribe of people like me that approaches prepping with a little more common sense. Defensive preps are so much more than tactical gear, pew-pews, and freedom seeds. There is fencing, barbed wire, razor wire, tripwires, traps, and many more delay and denial systems. I will talk about delay and denial in a future video, or you can see some of my older ones where I do talk about that also. Cool side note, the last time I ordered tripwire alarms, they came from India, not China. I recommend that people that have or will get the proper training and are physically and mentally stable and want to be a protector and or have or get the following items. A rifle, preferably an AR-15. Watch some of my previous videos as to why an AR, not another platform, like this one on the screen now. I've gone into that in depth, and I'm not going to go into that battle again. At least 10 magazines for it, and at least 1,000 rounds. A handgun, at least 3 mags for it and 500 rounds. Then get a plate carrier or chest rig to carry your knife, mags, IFAK, spare parts, etc. After that, I would look into night vision and thermal. They are game changers. They're the single most important items to get beyond the basic kit. But the best thing to put your money into is training. Well, good quality training. All the gear and weapons in the world won't do you any good unless you're proficient and safe with them. One time back in the day, my guys and I were vacationing in Lima, Peru, when my other buddy Mike got shot in the leg by a local military guy because he didn't have safety drilled into him until it became second nature. Needless to say, that guy also made a trip to the ER. Transportation. Why is this last? What if we have to bug out? Well, echoing what I said earlier, this should be a last resort. But keeping your vehicles in proper working order and full of fuel with extra supplies in it is a good idea. Transportation could also be a bicycle, motorcycle, horse, donkey, mule, or your own 2 feet. Remember fitness? To wrap it up, please post a comment about something you liked or learned in this video, and something I could have done better, and what you would like to hear more about in the future videos. This is a huge topic, so keep in mind, I know I really skimmed over it. More in-depth videos will be posted in the future. I love you guys, have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.